Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the 3 cons of installing pre-cut paint protection film patterns. So let's get into it. Alright, so in my opinion there are 3 cons to installing pre-cut paint protection film, and I'm going to touch on them right now. So number 1 is pre-cut paint protection film, depending on the vehicle, depending on the panel that it's being installed on, the installation can be asking an awful lot of the pre-cut template. For example, 2017 to 2019 Chevy Silverados, the steel painted front bumper. I've done a lot of them over the course of the last number of years, and those bumper patterns, I find that you have to stretch the film like crazy, and if you don't know how to properly stretch the film, you're going to overstretch, or you could understretch, or you could even run the risk of potentially ripping the film. So in a situation like that, that pre-cut template, sure, it does fit on the vehicle, but it requires an awful lot of stretch, and it requires a lot of experience to be able to properly install that type of pattern on that bumper. That's just the one that I've worked with, that I've done a number of in the past, and that I've always struggled with. And I found that if I don't edit the templates, I'm always going to struggle with that. So I would always, for example, I would always delete the fog lights, and I would always add about 2 inches on each end, and that would give me more film to stretch, and then I would just trim the fog lights out after. So asking too much out of the film in regards to the pattern, that definitely is a con to doing pre-cut paint protection film. The next one is poor pattern design. Now, there are paint protection film software companies out there that have pre-cut templates, Expel, Core, Vertex, Film and Vinyl Designs, and there's a couple other PPF cutting softwares out there. And although these companies do a really good job of making their patterns and making their templates, sometimes they're not verified. They're just kind of created, and they don't actually, sometimes they won't have an installer out there actually installing and refining those patterns, sometimes by adding more material here, by taking some material away from here, and just stuff like that. So if the pattern design is not dialed in, it's not a verified pattern, and it's not been verified by professionals, getting that paint protection film to install to the vehicle and have it look good is definitely going to be really tough. All right, now the third con to pre-cut paint protection film is if it's not properly installed, it can look really bad on a vehicle. And by not properly installed, I mean, for example, if you've got parking sensors on the front bumper, if those sensors are not properly aligned, or if they're not cut big enough, or the sensors are cut too big for the actual sensor that's on the bumper, it can look really off. Same thing with cutouts for fog lights or relief cuts, that type of thing. If the paint protection film cutting software does not have a really good pattern that's been designed, when you install it, it can look really bad. Even if you're a really experienced paint protection film installer and you know how to work with these patterns, if the pattern is not verified and it's not been installed by the people creating the pattern, that pattern is not going to look good when a professional PPF installer goes to install it. So this is just something that I've wanted to touch on. I've seen people ask me in the comments section of some of our videos, kind of what are the cons to pre-cut paint protection film. This is probably coming from people that just do primarily bulk paint protection film installs. So in this video, I just want to take a few minutes and explain my 3 cons to what I think they are for pre-cut paint protection film. If you took the time out of your day to watch this video, I can't thank you enough. If you liked it or you disliked it, let me know down below. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more paint protection film content, and we'll see you in the next one.